Cited Right Basics, Part 3. What are the rules of good scientific practice? The term good scientific practice, or also good academic practice, is used a lot. But if I ask my participants in my courses, they often don't know what it really means. So let's have a look at what these rules of good scientific practice really are. They are like a code of conduct for scientists. It's about how they want to conduct their research and about how they want to work. And the list of rules I'm introducing here is by no means complete, but it should give you a good idea about what they are. And you will probably think that you know them already. You have heard everything I tell you here already. You just don't know yet that these are the rules of good scientific practice. So let's make your implicit knowledge explicit. On the left side, you will always see how you should not do it, and then on the right side, I will show you how to do it. You should not pretend that someone else's idea or work is your own. Instead, you should always separate clearly between your own idea or work and what someone else's. So, what's your work, your house, what's someone else's. And also separate between what's already known and what are new results or what's new knowledge. Your results need to be verifiable and reproducible, which means that you should describe your methods, your sources, and how you came to reach your results so that your reader can follow your steps and check whether they would come to the same conclusions as you. And your results should then be stored permanently. Well, permanently sounds like a very long time, but the German Research Foundation requires you to make your results available for at least 10 years. To be honest, that's not a very long time, but that's the official number we have at the moment. You should also not manipulate your results. You should not select results or ignore counter-arguments. You cannot invent data or tweak the results a little bit so that they support your hypothesis, because you as a scientist, you need to be objective. You need to show all results, regardless of whether they support your hypothesis or challenge it. Often students think that if their hypothesis proves wrong or their results somehow don't fit or are inconclusive, that their work is nothing worth, that they somehow did it wrong. But that is not the case. There is this misconception that good scientists are brilliant minds who have a stroke of idea for something that will save humanity, that they then test their hypothesis, which of course proves right, and that the world has a new solution to a major problem. But in reality, working in science means systematically eliminating all possible causes or solutions to a problem that prove false until you find a solution that works. So eliminating possible but not correct solutions or causes is a big part of working scientifically. And some of the most famous scientists we know had hundreds of failed attempts before they made their big discovery, before they had the big breakthrough. But of course, all those failed attempts were necessary to reach their goal. And that's why you should also make your results available to other researchers, even if your hypothesis proves wrong. Because this is one step in the process of scientific understanding, and other researchers can build on it. If you wouldn't make it available, they would have to do the same work again. So make your results available to other researchers. Another thing you should not do is use the so-called salami technique. When we talk about the salami technique, it means we slice up our results that we would usually publish in one publication and then publish each slice separately. So publish our results in fragments, which creates the impression that we have more publications and more citations than we really have. That's considered bad academic practice, so don't do it. When we publish something, we publish new results. There has to be some new knowledge. That's what science is all about, creating new knowledge. And for this, originality and quality are more important than quantity. Although I have to admit that this becomes harder and harder because scientists are more and more measured by data like publication or citation numbers. Another very obvious rule is that you should not sabotage other researchers, which, for example, could be withholding information or sabotaging their experimental setup. Supervisors should act as role models. They are expected to guide and instruct younger researchers appropriately and act as a role model, living the rules of good scientific practice so that young researchers can learn from them. However, despite all those rules, of course, academic misconduct can happen and does happen. And while you should not make false accusations, of course, if you get knowledge of misconduct, you should not look the other way or close your eyes, but you should talk to the person and give them the chance to get back on track to correct their errors. And if this doesn't work, you can always contact the TUM Compliance Office, which deals with such cases of academic misconduct. Overall, we have to discuss the question what good scientific practice means and how we want to deal with academic misconduct. So as you can see, the rules of good scientific practice include a huge variety of topics, and this is the bigger frame you work in. And as you could also see, citing is just one part of it, and we will have a closer look at this particular part of good scientific practice now.